Thank you, Barbara. So today's class is going to be on soul communication, and we have had lots of conversation about connecting with the soul of animals that are here with us and that have transitioned. They've moved on in their soul journey. But also, everything has a soul. Everything has consciousness. Whether every organ has a cell, it doesn't matter if it's adamant or inanimate. It has consciousness because it's energy. And energy contains data and information. So even when you're trying to find your car keys, you can connect with the energy, the consciousness of your car keys and find them. I was actually kind of known for a while through Master Shah's group of finding things. People would call me and say, can you please help me find this? And it was just a tool. I don't do it anymore. I don't know if I'd be as good at it, but it's a tool. If you practice it, you connect with these inanimate objects and they will show you where they are. You just get a flash or knowing and a thought. And it was so much, I had so much fun with that. So everything has consciousness, it has energy, and it contains data and information. And soul communication is really an act of service. The more you want to heal our beingness to be more love and to be more present for each other, we can use soul communication. It's a tool because we're always trying to figure out a way to be more present, loving, forgiving, compassionate, let go of our grievances. It's the whole journey. So soul communication can be a wonderful way of connecting with a grievance or a pain or something that we feel judgment around or sadness. And we can connect with the object of that pain and suffering, whether it's a coworker or our animal or our neighbor or our inner selves, right? That part of us that's just feeling that inner child that needs some healing. And it's just a matter of connecting with it and knowing that you have the power to do it because we are all one. The form that we see makes us think that we're separate, but we're all one. So when we go into our heart space, our heart center, that heart chakra, they call it the message center of in Taoism. It's the message center. Many sages and mystics, they talk about the message center. And that's where we receive all of our communication. So when you want to connect with a being or an object, you really go into your heart center. And you just, that's how, it's also how we do our power of 8, right? We take our intention statement, we take it from our mind to our heart center, because that's where the magic's at. That's where we're connecting with that deeper I, the letting go of the separateness of the thinking, just going into that heart space. And so today we're going to do that. We're going to talk about soul communication, the benefits, and how to go into that heart center. And then we're going to do the practices. But I'd like to start off by saying that everything that there's 3 types of soul language, soul communication. There's soul language, there's the third eye, and there's direct knowing. Those are the 3. And in the book, Master Zigong Shaw, he wrote a power series book, and there's like 6 or 7 books in this series. And this one that we're doing today, we're going to do the practices from his soul communication book. And I made a little sheet that I emailed everybody, and the practices are pretty much right from the book. Thank you, Rodney. You printed them. I'm going to pull them up on our screen when we do the practices. So in Taoism, whenever they connect with any soul, there's an honor. And there's you must honor the soul before and after. So you go into your heart, your message center, and you just start off with feeling love for whomever you're going to talk to, and in gratitude, and just so grateful for the opportunity. And we all know that just going into a moment of gratitude raises our frequency level, right? So it's really opening up that heart center more, because we're in this divine state of love, because that's who we are. It's our true essence. So when we tune into it for a minute and give gratitude to being in this space of love, that we have an opportunity to offer healing and forgiveness for whatever it is that we're feeling grievances around, immediately we start to open up those channels. and feeling into that love space. And the soul world is so beautiful. The soul world is forgiving and loving and compassionate and supportive. And you know it's the soul world because it's this higher self. It's this oneness with all that is. It's such you just feel so good. You feel so loved when you're in that space. And when your ego comes through with its little shenanigans to try to tell you that it's giving you the advice, oh, you need to move, sell everything, and leave and take this job. You got to kind of think about that for a moment and ask yourself, ask the question to the soul world, to the divine, to your guides. What is the purpose of that answer? Where's that coming from? Is this to my highest and best good? Am I feeling really supported in that? And you'll know, because our egos are tricky little guys. They try to get in there. It's our voice, it's our mind, it's our ego, and it's the should. It gives us the should. When anytime you feel something telling you you should, you know it's ego space. And so it's really what you want to feel supported, guided, and nudged. Not should, guilted. You need to, I wish, a lot of wishes that we feel in this reality, this world. I wish you were different. I wish things were like this. I wish I need, that's all ego shenanigans. And so when you accept everything for the way it is, I want to heal it within you. What you don't accept, that's soul communication. You're going into a place of connecting with that pain and releasing it. And Ho'oponopono, of course, is my all-time favorite. But soul communication is such a fantastic way to connect with others in this world and higher beings. I think I told you the story. You'll have to bear with me if I've already shared it. I'm going to share it again because it's so important. When I was doing my forgiveness practices in the morning, my husband and I had a fight the night before, and we went to bed with it, and we didn't clear it. And then I was sitting at my altar doing my forgiveness practices, and Craig was on the ferry going to the city, and it was like 5:30 in the morning, and all the lights are off. It's dark, and I called his soul to me to do a forgiveness practice and to clear this. And I'm doing it. And then he called me when he got to work and he said, "What did you do to me this morning?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, I'm sitting there and I'm on the ferry and all the lights are off and I'm half asleep. And I thought of you, I felt you, and I saw this rainbow light leave me, like part of me leave me and go to you." And I wow, it worked. I mean, it was like, woo. I mean, you hope and pray it works, right? We're doing this work, but then you have this man that is not practicing spirituality at all. He's supportive, but I don't even go there with him anymore. He's so tired of listening to it. But here he had this major experience and it healed us. We were fine. He felt so much love for me and warmth. The anger, the grievance was completely gone. That's the power of soul communication. When you set your intention to connect with another soul, you will connect with them. Absolutely. And so, and you can connect with them through just calling them and then having you just imagine them in front of you and you're saying, "I love you. I honor you. I'm so sorry for our argument. Please forgive me." And you do, that's a forgiveness practice. And we're going to talk about that in another, we're going to have a whole thing around forgiveness practice and healing. We're actually going to do that on our next Wednesday when we do a group healing. It's so important. And so it's really important when you call the soul of a being, a higher being or a being in this world, you always start off with saying hello. That's how Master Sha taught it. He says it opens up a portal. So when you say hello, and then you say, "Dear the soul of," please connect with me heart to heart, soul to soul, mind to mind. And then you immediately say, "Because I love you. I honor you. I appreciate you. I am so grateful for this moment with you to have a forgiveness practice." And I'm sorry if I've hurt or harmed you or your family in any way in this lifetime, whatever's going on between us from past lifetimes, please forgive me. That's Ho'oponopono, right? Because we're just taking full responsibility and we're owning it. Even if that coworker is really mean to you, there is an energy matrix between the two of you that has attracted this grievance, this pain. And we don't need to know the whys and hows. All we got to do is forgive it. And it's nice. We can do it Ho'opono by ourselves, or we can call them and we can do it with them. When I'm doing energy work, I ask the person to call forward any souls that they have grievances with. And sometimes they're not feeling they have any, and then somebody will show up with their arms crossed and the grimps on their face, and they're like, oh, hi. Hi there. Sorry. Let's do a forgiveness practice. And blockages release from your body, because love melts all blockages. Forgiveness melts all blockages. And so the whole point of soul communication is to bring love into our lives and forgiveness, and to heal our blockages between us and whomever, whatever. Soul communication. Even with a home that you feel has some energy, stagnant energy in it, that you want to have a shift of consciousness, because you're in your home and you're meditating and you can just sense these open vortexes. So if you connect with your guides and they say that vortex is good to have open in your house, great. If not, close them down. You don't want to open vortexes and portals in your home that you do not have a clear knowing of appreciation for that. It's just and Lisa, I thought of you just now. I remember you saying you have a vortex and you love this part of your home that you feel brings in whatever for you, that love, that light, that guidance, maybe for others. So it's perfect. So soul communication. Do not ever have any expectations on the messages that you receive of not being clear enough or good enough as others. That person's third eye is so open. Gosh, they see so much. And I'm just having these senses. I had that when I was with Master Sha all those years. Every single person but me had a full open third eye. And I had so much attachment to it. And that was my cross to bear. I had to let it go. And what I realize is I have direct knowing. I have different gifts. I have gifts of healing and I have different stuff. And maybe Source said it's too much of a distraction for you. You'll be sitting there all day in awe, and we need you to keep moving along. Because I kind of like that crow that likes those shiny things. I get, oh, look at that. So who knows? But my gift is my gifts, and everybody's gifts are their gifts. And the more you practice the gifts that you're given, the more your frequency will rise, your spirit, your soul standing, the clearer the messages will come to you, and the greater your gifts will become. And we all know that. We're all energy healers and servers, and we've all watched our lives and our journeys, and we all know this already, but it's good to remind ourselves. When you practice soul communication through knowing, like direct knowing, when you ask a question about somebody suffering, what is it about? How can I help them on their journey? What kind of wisdom can I share? And you ask the question and you sit quietly. It's always of service. You don't want to use it to peek in on others. Oh, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder how that's going. That's not allowed. Don't do that. Don't do it to manipulate politicians or political events or helping police with investigations. Master Shell says that's a big no-no. I'm not sure what that's about, but I trust that he knows things. So you want to use it of service. And the more you serve, the higher frequency, the higher soul standing, the more wisdom that you'll get. You will just start going through the day in flow of ideas of truth for yourself and others, and you'll be so present for people. And sometimes, Steve and I were talking about this, it's not always the right time for the person to hear all that you're given, because we know lots of things. We are high frequency beings. And so we can talk to a person and say, oh, I was there once. I know where they are. I could, oh, I just want to speed them up on the process, you know? And so we really need to see people right where they are and honor that on their journey. And the best way to do that is by listening. Ask them questions, hear their story, and listen. And of course, you can be doing Ho'oponopono on them and healing them at the same time in yourself. And then you can share with them what you think is appropriate. So soul communication is about asking, going into the silent, and knowing the answer comes. The way it works for me is a really powerful way. I used to do this all the time. Is I would go and I would ask the question and I would go quiet for a minute and then I would start writing the answer. And I would start writing it by talking to myself, dear my beloved Tisha. I would say that, dear my beloved Tisha, thank you for asking your question. Because you got to start moving the pen on paper. And then and then you just go. And yes, you're thinking it. Yes, it's your thought. It's your mind. Just keep writing. It's going to come to you the way you're familiar with. It's very rare people hear other voices. Just go with what that is soul communication. You're receiving wisdom because you're connecting in your heart space. You're connecting with source and your guides, and you're saying, I love you. I honor you. Please help me with understanding in this matter today. I need to understand how I can be a better service to, you know, my neighbor's dog, whatever. And it'll come. Just start it. And then put the paper down and do not read your answer for 4 hours. That's how I was taught. You walk away from it because you're still in the ether. You're still in this flow of consciousness. So when you read it, you might not have it in depth because you're still in trance, right? You're still, so walk away from it and then come back to it 4 hours later. A really cool trick to, if you wanted to add to it, is you can ask the question before you go into meditation, like, what would be the best way to help my neighbor with that dog and that barking and help them help me? What could I do? And you're going to write your answer in your conscious ego state. It's going to be 3 or 4 answers, 3 or 4 sentences, little egocentric, a lot of would, should, wish. And then you go into that quiet space and you fill yourself with love and gratitude. You connect with the source. Thank you so much for allowing me this time to connect and receive some wisdom. I'm so grateful. How can I offer service to my neighbor and this dog to bring love and harmony to the situation? And just be quiet and just sit, and then write, and then walk away. When you go back and you see your full page of flow that you wrote compared to your 3 sentences, you will have a belly full of a laugh. And sometimes you'll have tears. It's so amazing. But unless you ask the question in conscious, you know, in the ego state, it's hard to really see the gift that's coming through. It's just a fun way to do it, but you don't have to. So that's one way for soul communication. The third eye, so exciting, right? So everything that we've talked about as far as service, practice, the answers will come more, they will come. It's like a tool. The more you use it, the more it will come, and the clearer the images and the wisdom will come, and the more present you'll be with it all day. It's just practice. And so, and you know, source and our guides are so grateful for this coming together and talking about everything we talk about. When we meet with our friends and our groups and our family and talk about universal service and how to bring more love and light into the world, it's just so much is given to us and through us. So thank you for being in this class and doing this with me. It's so good for me too. It's so wonderful. I really enjoyed rereading his book. Oh, it's so beautiful. It just made me have a deeper appreciation for our heart space, our heart center, our message center. It's just so important. So the third eye, as we talked about in part 1, that you really need to have your strong foundation centers in place, which is our lower dantian and our snow mountain area, also known as our Kundalini. So did anybody practice, put any energy on their lower dantian or Kundalini this morning? Or lower, you did, Rodney? Yes, me too. Anybody? Okay, we should probably spend a minute, just a couple minutes on that. Let's do that, because I'll tell you, reading his book, the third eye takes a lot of energy. And if you don't have strong foundation center, it is depleting and you can get a headache and become off balance in your harmony with earth and source and yourself, right? So you really want to stay in harmony. And so we'll just do a couple minutes on our lower dantian, and we'll just do it sitting in our snow mountain. We're just going to honor them, love them, and pull in the light. And then we're gonna do a prayer to our message center, and we're gonna open it and bring in lots of love and light to our message center and gratitude for it being a partner. And then we're going to do a practice. So let's take a moment and mute ourselves if you're not already. Let's do some, let's bring some love and light into our lower dantian, our snow mountain area. And then we'll do our message center. So you remember, you're going to hold your thumb tight, put your hand over it, and then just put it in front of your lower dantian, which is your just lower abdomen. And you don't need to tap. You can if you want. And I'm just going to say a prayer to it, and we're just going to imagine light in it and say, Jo, Jo, Jo. Hello, dear the soul, mind, body of our lower dantian. We love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Dear our lower dantian, you have the power to boost your power and strength to your highest and best quality. Do a good job. Thank you. Now imagine your lower dantian as a bright energy center, a ball of light brighter than the sun. And imagine lots of light coming from all directions into your lower dantian. Just feeling it with light, feeling it up. It's radiating and spinning. Just feel into the power and the love of our lower dantian. We're so grateful for this energy center, this partnership in this lifetime. Have your tongue close to the roof of your mouth, but not quite touching it. And in silence, let's chant, Jo, 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 Jo. I'll do it out loud for the vibration, but just do it in your mind's eye. Jo, 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 Jo. And while I'm doing it, I'm thinking, I love you. I love you. Jo, 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 Jo. How. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Just so you all know, the first thank you is for source. The second thank you is for your spiritual mother and fathers. And the third thank you is for you, for your soul. Now let's move our hands to behind our back in the same position above our tailbone. And let's honor our Kundalini, our snow mountain area. Just visualize the center of light, a ball of light in our tailbone area, closer to our skin. Hello, dear our soul mountain area. We love you, honor you, and appreciate you. You have the power to boost your energy. You have the power to nourish our spine, our brain, and our third eye. Do a good job. Thank you. Let's just imagine our snow mountain area covered in snow with the sun in front of it, radiating heat. And the steam is already flowing from all aspects of the mountain into our body, into every cell, our DNA, our RNA, all of our organs and systems, bringing source energy, love, clarity, compassion. Just imagine that rainbow light going up from your snow mountain, up your spine, into your brain, into your third eye. Your third eye is a cherry-sized energy center next to your pineal gland, kind of in the middle of your brain. Just imagine this rainbow light coming up and nourishing it. So much warmth in our snow mountain, so much love. Steam radiates through all of our body now. We are fully nourished by our snow mountain. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Okay. When you're ready, come back into the room. Open your eyes. Take your time. So much beautiful energy in the snow mountain. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen for our practices. Okay. So why don't we go ahead and read this silently to yourself? Just take a moment to read the words, and then we'll talk about it. I'm going to read it to you. I just thought I'd give you a second to familiarize yourself with the prayer. Okay, so I'm going to read it out loud, and then I'm going to have you close your eyes, and we're going to do it. So we have worked on our foundation centers. I would strongly suggest, as Master Zigong Sha in this book, especially practice number 3, at the end of it, every practice, spend 2 minutes giving energy to your lower Dantian, because you're using a lot of your source energy. You're using your daily allowance. So you want to go back into that lower Dantian and do some Jo 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 on it. Love it up, give some Jo 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 like 2 to 3 minutes after these practices. These practices, do them every day for 15 minutes. Your third eye could open or open more clearly, more fully in 1 to 2 days to 1 to 2 months. But it's powerful. It's practice. It's practice. It's getting that energy in there with through love and gratitude, removing our blockages, thinning the veil, getting us closer to the true essence of who we are, which is, we're creation. Okay, so go ahead and let's go ahead and close our eyes and put our feet flat on the floor. You can rest your hands on your lap. Just take a deep breath. I'm going to go ahead and just going to thank Source for a minute and our guides, and then we'll do the practice. Hello, dear the divine, dear our spiritual mothers and fathers, our ancestors, dear our teachers and masters, dear all the archangels, healing angels, lamas, gurus, kahunas, gods, goddesses, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all of our heavens team, we love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Please be with us and offer us blessings to open our soul communication, to open our third eye so that we may be better, higher, at our highest and best ability, universal servants, unconditional servants. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so go ahead and take your hands. Doesn't matter which hand. One hand is palm facing your forehead, 4 to 7 inches away. The other hand is above your crown chakra, like, a foot above, and it's facing your head too, right? And we're going to say out loud, hello. Dear soul, mind, and body of my third eye, I love you. You have the power to open more fully. Do a good job. Thank you. Now visualize golden light in the area of your third eye. See your third eye filled with golden light pouring into it from all directions. Visualize the light becoming brighter and brighter, stronger and stronger, more and more condensed. And now we're going to chant. You can chant anything that you want. For example, open, open, open. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, open, open. Love you. Go ahead and chant to yourself for the next 3 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Love you. Okay. I hope that was beautiful and lightful. Hope you feel really light and loved. This practice is my favorite practice, number 2, because it's with Guan Yin. And I love Guan Yin. Just saying her name. So Guan Yin is a Bodhisattva. She could have been a Buddha, but she stayed behind to serve humanity. And she is very, very present with us. You can call upon her anytime. She has, Master Shah said that her name changed in this light era, and she is called Ling Hu Shengxi. And when we do this practice, we're going to call upon her with her new light era name. We're also going to call upon the powers of a chant. The chant is its own consciousness. This chant will also open up your soul language later. So I'm going to introduce it to you now. If you read practice 2 in italics, it says Wang Ma Ni Ba Ma Hung. Wang Ma Ni Ba Ma Hung. So let's say it together. You guys practice Wang. So the E is like a U. Wang Ma Ni, like itchy knee. Ba Ma Hung. Like the O is a U. Hung. If anybody speaks Chinese and wants to.
What does it mean, Tisha?
It is a chant. It's a chant. It's sounds that brought together to open up our soul language. Wang Mani Bama Hung. Wang Mani Bama Hung. Wang Mani Bama Hung. Wang Mani Bama Hung. Practice. Wang Mani Bama Hung. Wang Mani Bama Hung. When we do soul language, you will have this memorized and you will start very slow and you will work it up and it'll turn into a blur and then your language will start coming out. That's what that is. It's amazing. That's how I opened up my soul language. Wang Mani Bama Hung, Wang Mani Bama Hung, Wang Mani Bama Hung, Wang Mani Bama Hung, Wang Mani Bama Hung. I don't expect you to do that today, but that's what you have to look forward to.
One Mani.
Wang Ma Ni Ba Ma Hung.
Wang Mani. Wang Mani Bama Hung.
That's it.
Wang Mani Bama Hum.
That's it. So we're going to chant after we do our invocation. We're going to chant Wang Mani Bama Hum, Wang Mani Bama Hum. I'm going to chant it out loud. If you just want to listen, I'm chanting for you. It's fine. If you want to mute me so you don't hear me and do it yourself, all the power to you. Maybe I do it with you and do it simultaneously. Whatever works the best. So this is such a beautiful one because we get to work with the lotus flower. So you can sit up straight. You don't want your back touching the back of your chair. And you're going to hold your hands, the bottom of your palms together, and you're going to touch your thumbs and your pinkies. And they're going to make a lotus flower. And so you're going to bring that to your heart center area, your chest area, message center. And we're going to do the prayer first, invoking the souls. And then we're going to just look down with our eyes just open, just a slit. And we're going to be gazing at the tips of our fingers. So you might have to move your hands out in front of you a little bit, like just put them in a position you can gaze gently at the tips of your fingers as they are in this mudra, this hand mudra of a lotus. And we're gonna do the prayer first, but just this is what it's gonna look like when we're chanting. And we're just gonna be chanting Wang Mani Bama Hum, Wang Mani Bama Hum. You'll have your own tone. You'll have your own harmony with it. Wang Mani Bama Hum, Wang Mani Bama Hum, Wang Mani Bama Hum. And you'll just you'll do this for 10 to 15 minutes a day. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it from top to bottom. So first we're going to say hello to our third eye, and then we're going to say hello to Kuan Yin, and then we're going to call, and we're going to do the mantra. Okay, so go ahead and have your lotus position. Have the tongue close to the roof of your mouth but not touching it. Look down at your fingertips. Now repeat after me. Hello, dear soul, mind, and body of my third eye. I love you. You have the power to open more fully. Do a good job. Thank you. Hello, dear Ling Hu Shangxi. Dear Wang Ma Ni Bama Hum. I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. I cannot thank you enough. Please help my third eye to open fully. Thank you. Wang Mani Bama Hum. 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 Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Okay, I think everybody's back almost. We'll do this third practice and then we will share our thoughts. Practice 3. Same type of practice, one hand near, one hand far. You hold the one in front of your forehead about 4 or 5 inches. You can really see how this is stimulating your third eye, right? You're just sending in so much source divine energy from your hands, which are healing tools. It's just so powerful. And we're going to talk to our third eye. We're going to thank our third eye, tell our third eye we love it. It has the power to develop its ability to see images of the soul world and make the images very clear. Do a good job. Thank you. And then we're going to chant San San Ju Lu Ba Ya Wu, or light. And I think for time purposes, we'll just do light. Well, I'll do San San Jo Lu Ba Ya Wu, and you'll do light. How's that? Or you can just listen, or you could do it. So the way you pronounce it, and forgive me, Wang Ma Ni Ba Ma Hung is to open up your third eye and your spiritual channels. San San Ju Lu Ba Ya Wu is specifically for soul language. So this is the one that you'll be also memorizing for your message center. So let me pronounce that for you. It's San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Yao, Wu. Jo is the letter 9 in Chinese. That's the only, they're all numbers. I could look them up for you. But these are all numbers, I believe. It's a code. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Yao, Wu. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Yao, Wu. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Yao, Wu, San, San. And it goes to a blur. You start slow, you go fast, you forget about your tongue, it turns into soul language. That's all it is. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Yao, Wu. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Yao, Wu. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Ya, Wu. It feels good. That code feels good. I love the vibration of it. Oh, it feels so good. It's like healing, so healing. It's melting so much, it's removing so much blockages. Amazing. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Ya, Wu. And if it's too much, just chant light. It's a code, it's a letter code for light, bringing out soul language, soul communication. Okay. So let's go ahead and do it. One hand near, one hand far, palms facing your head. I will guide you through this. You don't have to read it. Dear soul, mind, body of my third eye, I love you. You have the power to develop your ability to see images of the soul world. Make the images very clear. Do a good job. Thank you. Now visualize light coming into your third eye from all directions. Bright, bright, beautiful light. It's radiating through your third eye to open it fully. Now we'll chant. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Ya, Wu. 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 Keep visualizing the golden light radiating into your head, into your third eye. So much divine light. So much light. Know this light is opening your third eye. San, San, Jo, Lo, Ba, Ya, Wu. 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 San San Jo Lo Ba Yao 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 Wu. San San Jo Lo Ba Yao. San San Jo Lo Ba. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you. Let's take a moment and connect with our lower Tien and just visualize your lower Tien and that bright star. It's brighter than the sun, your lower Tien, bright white light. Dear our lower Tien, we love you, honor you, and appreciate you. We cannot thank you enough for your strength, for your power to be your highest and best good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's just imagine that light just coming in from all directions into a lower Tien. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you. I know that was a lot. And I'm glad that we did it. Just an introduction to all of this practice is a shift in our energy. We're calling the attention of our ancestors and our guides, and it's, they're here to do the work with us. So if you do a practice every day for 15 minutes, you will see your soul communication will open more and more. It's funny, I would say, oh, my third eye isn't open, but I think of all the things that I get little images and, I do see. I just see differently than some see. We all see. All of us have all of direct knowing, soul language, and third eye. We just have it in our own ways. And some gifts are a little bit more pronounced than others. Isn't that special that none of us are special, but isn't it special? So wonderful to have gifts and to be honored in such a way that service. I love it.